Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, Lord, I still got that Ricky Smiley spirit. Oh, Lord, I have to stop watching Bernice and them over there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, good morning. Let me see who's over here. Chocolate Coco, let's get it real. Lady Nika, Trissy's PC's in the house. Real treasure, Mimi 126. And whoever in the sky, Jake Harris, January, Coco. See, I'm doing all this at the beginning, Miss Queenie, because when I talk, I don't be really paying attention too much to the chat. I get to a few sentences. They Rochelle 200. Okay, Jake Harris. Anyway, let's get it popping. Let's get it popping in there. And I'm going to get right to it, y'all. I've been rolling around, y'all, watching a lot of stuff since on yesterday. Then I got up this morning, y'all. This is gonna be a rest day for me though. I'm hoping I can just sit around today and hang in the YouTube streets and also the news, because y'all know I'm out constantly on the run. But that's what I got planned for today. So this morning I strolled the streets. I went over Deanna house. Then I went over Troy Allen house, beeping 313. And that was a weird situation because, oh my God, he let QI up there and he was trying to discuss the Jay Wilson situation. And that's why the title said, I think it said legs, the saga continues, some kind of way I just put it, y'all. Remember how I did that title. So when I left his house, well, last night I was over Miss Pizarro house. I even jumped up there on the panel for a spell, which is a minute or two, whatever. And I just been rolling. I went over Brianna house, the Pettyville house yesterday. So I've been running these streets. Oh, Lord, but it was fun. I had a nice time. It was really fun. So let me start with Brianna's chat. So it was really fun. And W was up there, talking the whole time. And it was hilarious. Because W, you was hilarious when you say how I do the 15-minute thing. And I don't know, I had to think about that. No, I do an hour show. And she was kind of right, because after somebody talked and it start getting dragged on, we'll leave. Then sometimes, anyway, y'all that was there, y'all had to watch it. So that was fun. So later on, let's fast forward. I went over Pizarro house, and Pizarro was explaining to Allie what I was saying yesterday in my live. So I got up there to say, yes, I did, but I'm not mad at you. And I was hoping she didn't take it the wrong way. I was just trying to explain that just because you've been in the clouds watching some people, because I watch Chronicle Speaks. Lately, I've been watching a lot of Teats and Tales. I've even watched Cynthia G. I've been the one, I'd be all over the place. But I don't think that qualifies me to, if they speak about somebody where they've been at for a while, to jump in and comment on it, and I was just basically saying when people give an experience of Jay Wilson, that's because they've been in for a while. And I can't think of not one person. If somebody can, please put it in my chat. One person that Jay Wilson has not got into it with since him being on this YouTube streaks right here. Me and him have become cordial, but I explained to y'all how we met, and how that happened and why I found them was a clickbait, was people naming the title and this and that. And I was just trying to explain that too. And I hope I got it over to it. But then I'm not the only one that was trying to explain that too, because I don't feel like because somebody been letting you jump on the panel for the last 3 or 4 months that you really know what's going on. But I understand at the same time, you met him where he is now. But people get offended when you protected somebody and you don't know what they went through with him. See, that's, so I hope I made that clear and got that over to her. So I had to jump on a panel, and explain what I meant. And without, hurting her feelings or sounding like I was dragging her or speaking down on her or anything like that. I just, wanted to, clarify what I said and why I said it. Okay. So then this morning, let me get back to Troy Allen. I don't know if QI still be getting tipsy or what, but she came up there talking, making it a black thing. Us black people need to stick together, and one of those black power sermons like she always have done in the past. I don't know what was up with all that, but he was nice and he was cordial to her. And then I guess when he didn't want to hear it all, he did say, well, what that got to do with the Jay Wilson? And then there was people in the chat trying to get back to the Jay Wilson situation. So I don't understand that. But Deanna, I don't blame her for constantly, speaking on this, because look how much she's been dragged, y'all, all last month and this month. Look how much her business been put out there. I mean, even her old resident, but yet this person don't dox. So it took me back to when he used to argue with us. It took me back to maybe about 4 or 5 months ago when he said, bless you, evil, when that stuff was going on with Kiki and Kimmy and me and Miss Theo. So I was saying, isn't anybody? But we came cordial after that, though. But my point is, if you mention everything about everybody else, you had to have known this was coming. This only tells me that people been looking for you for a while. Now, Deanna said that when she got that information, it was some troll. She don't know who it is, but she did. She still won't divulge it, which brings me to, we get a lot. When I say we content creators, we get a lot of emails, texts, and calls about things that's going on. I get them all the time. Like, I got another call yesterday, but everybody already said Jay Wilson is fired. But I got another call yesterday saying that he didn't actually work for the hospital. He was sent there through a temp agency, and the temp agency let him go. Now, everybody knows when you work the temp agency, and let me give you an example. Just, give an example. Say if the hospital, wherever job you go, warehouse, wherever, and they send you out the temp agency. So if you were to get hired through the hospital, say if they paying $20 an hour, but you're going out there through the temp agency, you're probably getting $14.50 or either $15 because the temp agency going to take their money off the top. Therefore, you're not getting that salary that somebody would get if they was hired straight through the hospital, which the salary that they say is $48,455. You're not getting that because the temp agency is taking a portion of that. Do y'all agree? Everybody know what a temp agency is. Them temp agency ain't just sending people out there for their health. The temp agencies are making money. So allegedly, Jay Wilson, you listening? Somebody told me, and some of the trolls, somebody told me with a call, and some of the trolls emailed it to me. You know how they send you stuff, just like Deanna got some stuff. They were saying that you was hired through the temp agency, and the temp agency had to let you go. They say they actually talked to your boss. Your boss is not through the hospital, which is not that I really give a damn about your job. Like you say in your words, if it's out there, we're going to speak on it. So it's out there, and I'm going to speak on it because we have became cordial, but I'm going to speak on it. How you put it with co-workers, and I'm doing a click view and making a coin. Okay. Not that I'm going to do any and everything or say any and everything for that coin, but I'm going to speak on this. And that's what I'm doing right now. So the 6 figure, Deanna was saying it wasn't what he made. It's the fact that he was lying about 6 figures. Okay. You weigh from a 6 figure. Then for some odd reason, somebody say, let's go over there and watch his video. He's showing his bills. I said, showing his bills what? A $40 power bill? $40? They say you must don't turn nothing on in that house. So whatever room you in is when you turn on the fan, the lights, or whatever. Then they went on to say about the one light bulb in that chandelier. But I used to see that all the time. And I was thinking maybe it's the way it's reflected on there on the video or something. So it's really one light bulb in there. So by you showing that, Jay Wilson, it made people even drag you further. Now they're talking about the $40 power bill. But that is unheard of in these days and time. It's really unheard of. So that's why I'm saying in my title, allegedly a temp agency. You wasn't hired through the hospital. They sent you out. And then when everybody started calling, they had to let you go. People sent them videos of how you speak on here. Somebody even sent the video and was telling me that a video was sent, you know, of you when you was mimicking as if you was giving somebody fellatio. Now, I do remember that. Somebody even got that up right now as an avatar. Okay? So, Jay Wilson, this is not going to be over now for a while. This got some legs. That's just like I can say when that was going on with me. You came on and you said, oh, bless you, evil. You get evil. See, people don't forget when you do stuff to them, even when you become back cordial with them, people don't forget. And they're going to talk about it. You can't stop nobody. How you going to put a lawsuit? What you going to say? I mean, what's the reasoning for the lawsuit? Oh, they talking about because I lost my job. Oh, they said I talked about them. Oh, they doxed me. Is that the lawsuit? Is it really going to fly? I mean, what did somebody actually do to have a lawsuit? Because I'm hearing on the streets that you got lawsuits with everybody that called the job. But do you remember a day and time when your crew and Stanky Baby crew, I think Chop Mouth crew, all called this woman job? Yeah, you was included too. And somebody Pizarro's chat last night saying Jay Wilson never called nobody job. I said, oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Said the woman was brandishing a gun and they made her lose her job. See, and that's what we was trying to get over to Allie, that people have history. They know what went on here. And I know you met him where he at. I get all that. But sometimes it's not good for you to be commenting on stuff and you don't know the hurt these people may have went through, like he's going through a lot of hurt because this, even though he's trying not to say it, acting like it's not bothering him. Well, when he been doing his lives after that, you really can see it in his face, no matter how much you tried to smile, Jay Wilson. And I feel for you because I don't want you to lose your job. And I know that this YouTube is a big part of your income. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be on here 4 or 5 days. All hours of the early morning, hours in the late evening. You wouldn't be on here that many times a day. So that tells me, and you say you make $3,000 a month, $2,000-3,000 a month off YouTube. So it's got to be, you know, a part of your thing. Not that we care. You were the one coming out yesterday showing all of your bills. So people are going to talk about it. So you can't just get angry at people because they're talking about it, because you talk about everything. Okay? Now, let me look at this chat and speak and see if anybody else came in while I was running my mouth. Okay, let me get back up here. I think I spoke. Good morning, church lady. Still shady, phenomenal Scorpio. Rare treasure, church lady. He has just coming all the bad. That's what I'm saying, church lady. I cannot think of not one person in this B sector right now at this moment that you didn't get into it with. People will forgive, but they won't forget. I cannot think of not one. That's why I want y'all to tell me. Is there one person? And if so, who? Good morning, Sarah Vaughn, Catherine Powell. Let's get it real. Still shady 405, Leslie. I can't think of nobody. And every once in a while, you still be going in. You have not let up off of Deanna Irving yet. Then they say you was the one, what's his name? ZT. Okay. Then, okay, ZT and Deanna. Now, everybody went in on Rico. I finally had to go in on him too because of him going at me, you know, within them 2 years. I just said, okay, it's time for me to start clapping back. But I've also always said, I really want to see the young man make it. I know he got issues, but it's simply a clap back. But some people internalize it, you know, and take it as real. Now, he ain't been bothering nobody. I think he been over there just doing his music. But every once in a while, he still get thrown up. So those are 3 main names they mentioned because they say it's just an ongoing thing with them. You know, so anyway, Terry East, good morning. He on fruit assistant, ain't nobody billed that low. And these, that's what I'm saying. I was just talking to somebody, and I would say, damn, $40. And I remember my sister, they gas bill by itself was $500. 4 bedrooms upstairs with another den, the washroom, downstairs, the den, the living room, another bedroom. I think y'all saw me over there one holiday. I was filming over there. Big house. Now his house might be bigger than that, and you paying $40 a month. Can somebody please tell me how I can get to that point where I can only pay $40 a month? Good morning, Prayer Up. I just wouldn't have came over here showing my bills because people are running with that now. I just wouldn't have did it. Here, just come here. Okay, let me see. I can pass that. Let me catch up. Let me catch up with the chat. Good morning, Leslie. Anybody that's coming in, I don't see you yet. I'll get there. Good morning, Gene Hawk. Matter Scorpio. Good morning. Yeah, $40. So now you know people running with that because I got all kind of email texts that I don't be the budget who send me stuff either. However, I told y'all yesterday, it was Skillet that told me first about him losing his job. I mean, taking his stuff down Sunday morning. When I was getting ready for church, I said, okay, then you got to catch up with me Monday morning when I go live because I'll try to do some things on Sundays. Y'all know how I am. Y'all don't see me on Sundays, but I'll throw a little inspiration up there, speak or something. But then also yesterday, okay, so I'm hearing about this was to a temp agency. So don't y'all agree with me when you go to a temp agency, they take a percentage of the money. You don't get paid the full salary. If I'm wrong, if I drop my link, somebody please tell me if I'm wrong or right. Because years ago, I know that's how I used to do it. Because years ago, I think I must have been in my early 20s while I was looking for work. I went to a temp agency. And back then, I'm trying to think what, say example again, another example. Say if I went through that person to hire you, the actual company, say if they're paying $12 an hour, but through the temp company, I was getting $9 because they taking their $3 off the top. So I don't know if it's still like that these days, but that's why I'm saying that. Taylor Rogers, good morning. Shaquila Dixon, he might have just wanted people to know that he paid. Well, but why? What that got to do with Catherine Powell? I don't understand what that would have to do with the fact that he's getting doxxed and people calling his job. That you know what I'm saying? Why? I don't know. I don't know why that. But I got to keep reiterating. I didn't want the man to lose his job. Like I said yesterday, I don't want nobody to lose their livelihood. And if YouTube is your livelihood, is your main source of income, like Stanky Baby over there, I don't want to see her get kicked off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody to wish that on me to lose my only income. I mean, and we know that's her only income. I know people who have solar panels only pay 30 to 40 bucks electricity, and they have homes bigger than Jay Wilson. They have farms too. Okay, so don't that make a big difference if you have the solar panels? Because I've seen houses built like that in North Vegas, Nevada. And so, and the whole point of it being built like that with the solar panels is for it to be cheap like that. But we're talking about just regular power, electricity, $40 a month. Ooh, hey, Catherine Powell, again. Carrie Mandisa. You stupid. Why? You show the bill with the count so someone can call and shut his power. So, yeah, he showed all this stuff, Terry East. Good morning, Marshall. I can't pronounce your last name. You know I'm not good with names, so I don't know why you did me like that. But Ayubi, I think that's how it is, Ayubi. Good morning. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. He was begging for the coin. Was that dry begging? Because blessed people were saying he lost his job, so he was going along with it, meaning it was lost my job. Well, that's what they say. They say he was over there lying, saying he still got the job. But somebody who tell me things sometimes, besides the other person, Skillet, I take them as a reliable source. What reason would they even care if they lost his job? Now, they say they called the temp agency and found out for themselves. It's supposed to be through a temp agency. So even while he was on yesterday saying he's still working there, no, the temp agency allegedly. Now, if I'm wrong, and I know you're going to hear about this, he'll come on and say it today. You know what I'm saying? But they say he went through a temp agency, and it was a training situation. But he got let go kind of early because of what's going on. I don't know how true it is. That's why I got in my title, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I'm just reporting the news. I wonder if he having a meltdown. He hasn't ever been this careless. No, you know what, church lady? I believe, like I said yesterday, he got kind of greedy. From the first day, he started doing the Thunderdome over there. Because he was one of the ones standing alone, don't need a panel, don't need this. Now, I'm wondering how it's going to be if you stop doing the Thunderdome. Okay? So, I don't know. And so, when he's seeing that he can get a lot of people to come over there, And when people come over there, especially content creators, their people are following them over there too, which brings him numbers. And for some reason, he's a numbers person. I mean, which we know it's the what do you call it? It's the super chats, it's the cash apps that pays you, and then the YouTube, you know what I'm saying? That pays you. So what do the numbers do? What? Because you get more people, you feel like you get more cash app or super chats? I don't, you know, so he's a numbers person. Hey, Beefy 303, I was just in your replay this morning. And Lord have mercy. And I said to myself, why did Troy Allen let QI up there with the Black Power situation? Hell no, we won't go situation. But he was wet bagging. Don't worry the man to lose it. Don't want. I don't either. And that's why I had to reiterate that. We're just reporting what's going on here. So you can't get mad at people because you report every single thing that happens on YouTube. If somebody hit their feet against the wall, well, so-and-so hit their feet against the wall, they went to the hospital. What kind of bandage they put on with the hit? I mean, and I'm giving an example of one sentence would turn into a whole hour or two of commentary. That's what I'm saying. But that QI got up there, and I can tell you didn't want to hear all that what she was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point you said, what do this got to do with Jay Wilson? Then you get Terry P of all people. Didn't sound like she was drunk either, coming up there because she said she came up there to get it back on track because QI was going off the grid, y'all. But see, we know how QI is, but then Troy Allen threw something out there too. You know, he was gave me a little chuckle. He started asking about the relationship that she used to have with VS. And she said, no, she doesn't. But I don't believe that to be true because I think if that woman was still here and speak to her, she'll jump on that. Yeah, so anyway, I was just in your bushy. So light bill be so high and I'm about ready to put some of them tap light from the Dollar Tree all over the house. That's just damn shameful. Shakila, good morning, rare treasure. And he's remember when he came back, he started asking about, yeah, everybody remember that? Because he had, I don't know if it was Pat Nichols and Stanky Bay, a few people talking about my husband was in a wheelchair. Even though my husband was at the nail place with me one day, and I was talking to him as he's going out the door, and I got him into one of the shots, walking freely on his own, going out the door. He still came back talking about my husband and diapers and the wheelchair, all kind of little shit. Yes, he did. And every once in a while, you know, he would throw that out there like that. Come on now. QI did that black bashy. Then she said she was in India. Oh, yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, she sure did. She was an Indian. She been an Indian now, what, for 3 years? Good morning, your favorite uncle. Thank you, Lady Nikki. Y'all, here's all my info. Support the platform via Cash App. Watkins Blast 56, all donation appreciated. Thank you in the best. Thank you. He needs to humble. Do you think he's going to humble himself? Because any situation, he always make it into something. What tribe, Beacon? You know what, Faith? She didn't say what tribe, but if you've been around the last 3 years, she was saying she was Indian. But she came up there just trying to change the whole thing. And it's always the black power stuff. And then the black people should stick together. The black people don't stick together. The black people should have critical thinking. So try to say, well, black people, what about the white people? All people. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of glad when you said that too. Okay. And it's walking all over you, Jay Wilson. Yeah. Now this thing got legs. Ain't nobody gonna raise up off of that because every time he been talking since this happened, it gave somebody something else to come on and talk about, such as his bills now. Yeah, you smash the likes. Thank you very much, Marshall UB. Smash it. Welcome everybody coming in. So yesterday, Jay Wilson said he left his case number in his briefcase in his lock at work. Then last night, he said his briefcase was in his stankin' Lincoln. I don't know. They say he been contradicting himself a lot since this been going on. And like I said, sometimes, you know, when you hide stuff, you still can see it in their face, in their eyes. Now, it's nothing wrong with it if it bothered you because you're human. Of course, you're going to be upset and a little hurt about what's going on. Maybe you thought you could never get doxxed to this extent. You had been doxxed once before, when they with the prep situation, when you know you got catfish. You thought you was gonna really meet up with some man. You told the man to bring the lube, the whole 9 yards. And why did he put that out there? And then that's when you finally admit it. Well, you didn't say you gay, you say you're bisexual. You still wouldn't admit you gay, but that did nobody care. Don't get me wrong. Good morning, Sabrina Clark. You know, good morning, sister. Don't get me wrong. That did nobody really. Good morning, Brianna Simone. Girl, what was Debbie talking about yesterday? It was funny the way she was saying it though. So Debbie been a lot of fun lately, y'all. You know, she's not acting like the Debbie, well, except for last night. Because I get what Debbie was saying. I really get what she's saying. It's just a respect and an unspoken rule that those of us that run together, that have a YouTube ship together, that support each other, well, when one of us is getting bashed or dragged real bad, we up in the bushes. Because if you stay in the chat, you constantly making comments, and then you super chat at that moment while that person getting drugged, it does look like you the amen section. And Debbie was thinking her and Allie was cool, and that's how she felt. So we had to respect her feelings. That's her truth and her feelings. And then we got to respect Allie's feelings. You know, that's her truth and her feelings. But at the same time, I think Allie been around long enough to see, since she want to be up here, and she says she been watching us, to see that's just an unspoken rule that we do. Like if I see Pizarro, Brianna, Lady Nika, Mimi, who else? Well, everybody, never stop naming names because I'm gonna forget some people. Y'all gonna see me in the clouds. Y'all ain't gonna see me. I mean, y'all ain't gonna see me, but I'm gonna be up in the clouds. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. And so W has came a long ways because we used to argue all the time. She used to upset me about any and everything. So he actually said he was gay. Yes. Oh, he finally came out and said that. Okay. Then I had been got this. I didn't want to say it. They say when he used to go to the gym, you know, you lose weight because he's been on a diet since he's been on here. Not my words. Some of the trolls, you know, like that. That the man is a little alcoholic. I don't know nothing about that man. Now, he didn't look like no alcoholic, though, when he brought him on there, but he said the man drank like a fish. People be sending me crazy stuff, and I just don't report it out. Been here a year, or it will give her 6 months. Yeah, I don't believe that either, Brianna. But she said she been watching us for a year, she been jumping in people's chat the last 3 or 4 months. Then at one point, she said she been watching us for 2 years. I don't know. The fact is, some people do feel funny when you be, you know, jumping on stuff, Allie, that you really don't know about, so that these people have their feelings of what they went through. Because like I said, right now, at this point, I cannot think of nobody here in the beef sector that he hasn't got into it with. In the earlier, when he first came on, if I'm not mistaken, I think him and Duchess had words. I believe him and Mother at one point. Well, I think they did for sure. Who else? Just a bunch of them. Who hasn't he had words with? Can anybody think of anybody? Huh? He stayed in the gym, phenomenal Scorpio. He stayed in the gym. Now, the fact that this going on, people bringing up his man again too, because they say this is the only real relationship that he ever had. And that's why he always talking about, I got a man, do you got a man, where your man at? That, you know, they say that, you know, he used to try to hit on all the men and women in the church. If y'all go back, way back, with my earlier videos, I'm talking about stuff. Didn't y'all see, and when you hear me say stuff, that kind of stuff was going on back then. I don't know if it's true or not. Now, if I said something about it, because it was just me clapping back. That's all it was, doing a clap back. Like we do. When somebody come at us, we go back at them. So only different with me, I don't feel like I need to dox or call the police and none of that. I'm going to run my mouth. That's all it is. And about a court thing, I wouldn't even show up in no court. Who gonna, now, for example, say if somebody on the East Coast, tell me I put some papers on me, do y'all really think I'm going to travel to the East Coast and waste my time getting on a Zoom? Y'all will win by default. And then at this point, you can't make me lose the job and have my career and did my life. You know, and I say that a lot. But back to what I was saying, I don't know. Can somebody tell me? Ain't nobody told me yet. Who? Good morning. I'm here for the show. He blocked me for telling him the truth years ago about the love of money. I posted the scripture along with it, and he blocked me. I don't hold no bad feelings. God just removed me from him. Exactly, the church lady. He get upset when you say that. But there is a certain code that you have. You know, that when you've been a chaplain like that, you can't come on here doing all that. But yeah, he'll get upset if you say it. You know, it's just some things are unethical. You know, you just don't do that. And then he got to the point where he don't even do his church service no more. So maybe he needed to just stay with all the rah-rah because he needed that coin. But then again, he never hid the fact that he be on here for a coin. You think Mark's gonna stay with him now that he lost his job? Well, the rumor was back then when he first started doing all these lives and for a click view and a coin, it's because he was taking care of Mark and his drinking problem, allegedly. Now, like I said, look at some of the older videos way back, you know, when I first started, because he used to be my content a lot because he used to talk about us a lot. When I say us, the TSCC clan, a lot. But yet he came on the panel, he was happy, he was friendly with us and all like that. Then he went right back talking about the House of Slytherins. He just said that a couple months ago. Okay? He definitely does not like to be challenged. A question. Exactly. Even right now, I'm giving my opinion on stuff. Oh, he might be mad about it, but I don't get mad when he tells his opinion about us. He never got into with James, has he? That's what I'm saying. Well, something went on when James left the panel. Now, if I'm wrong, and if James in here, he'll come say I'm wrong. But I think that for a minute there, they wasn't getting along. So let me say allegedly. I don't think that's the only person in the sector he having beef with. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but I think something. So that's why I got to say allegedly. I just personally can't think of nobody. Absolutely nobody hasn't got it. Even a lot of the people in the beef sector that be jumping on the panel these days, he didn't have words with. And that's why y'all hear him say, when somebody go up there, see, because me and this person used to go back and forth with each other. He always got to tell the story every time like how they went back and forth with each other. And he did. That's what I'm saying. Who haven't you? But like Deanna, I never understand why that beef is going on. Mark ain't going nowhere. He's not trying to sound funny, but Mark looks like it's slow to me. He has that dud looking face like he's just there. Doesn't seem happy with Jay Wilson. Seems obligated. Well, I don't know. All I know is when he first came on, everybody started saying why he showed that man, because everybody started dragging that man, saying that he looked like an alcoholic and that Jay Wilson was supporting his habit. And I'm only saying I remember talking about it myself a couple years back, because I talked about it because he was talking about us. See, like I said, mine be a clapback. You know what I'm saying? And something, you know, we embellish something because we be doing a clapback. And it is what it is. It was a big friction once James Corey left the gentleman's panel, but not a beef. Okay, so then let me rephrase that. Is there anybody on here, anybody that y'all know of, because I can't think of not one person that Jay Wilson never had friction with or beef? Because everybody I'm thinking about, something went on. I mean, I can't. Good morning, Unsight. Okay, you're the only one. Okay, so I got one. And you're right, because I never saw you. You're right. But I just couldn't think of one. Okay, so he never went in on Unsight. You okay? I'll say, is it any more? Because the majority of the people going to say that they always have something going on. And I'm not either. Making money here, you should, if you can, have some morals and respect while doing it. Exactly, Lady Nika. And I'm not mad either. Like I say, this is commentary. Okay? Just like whenever something come on here, now if that was me, I would be his commentary as well. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is on here in the beef sector. We're going to talk about this. Okay? We're going to talk about it. Taylor Rogers, Stump Down, but that's because Stump Down lives in his earth. Now, him and Stump Down never had words. And Stump Down is kind of new. Well, how long Stump Down been around doing lives? Has it been a year yet? Yeah, Big Man TV, but not serious. Didn't Mark pee on himself in his show when they were out? Yeah, well, people say that was pee. Say he got pissy drunk. Now, I know they used to be at the amusement park all the time. They say Mark was pissy drunk and he peed on himself. Yeah, a lot of y'all remember that too. Yeah, I remember all the fights he had. And the biggest one nobody would thought would happen was back in the day when him and Tracy first broke up. But they back cool too, cordial. Everybody's cordial with him. Don't get me wrong. I'm just speaking because of what's going on now. I'm speaking on it and throwing a little history in there, like just like what he do. He'll speak on it, and then he'll say, "Because back in the day, see, we used to get into it." That's all. Slow people pee on themselves. That is good, boss lady. He never got into it with boss lady New Jersey. He did. Didn't him and boss lady New Jersey have words of friction at one time? They'll never be Stomp Down. So Stomp Down started. Oh, Stomp Down. I got, you know what, y'all? I'm getting him mixed up with Brian. Oh, Stomp Down came on here. We don't even know him going in on everybody. And I assumed it was because whoever he felt like is Jay Wilson's enemies or used to be. I don't know too much about Stomp Down. Good morning, Coles World. Mark be looking like a sloppy drunk. Yeah. What 50-plus-year man have a yearly pass to an amusement park? Cruising, perhaps, yeah, 52 to be exact. And at the time, yeah, he was 50 going to amusement park. That's true. That's true. He did have, that's what I thought. I know he had words with Boss Lady. And then he did Nicole Tyler so wrong. Oh my God. Oh Lord. I don't know if y'all remember Nicole Tyler. That's why I was asking, is there anybody? So we got one so far inside April. The picture of him and yeah, that's when he had a little P issue. Well, maybe he drank too much beer that day. Who knows? Mark looked like his street name would be Dirty Red. Yes, indeed. Yes, Hilly. Good morning, Hilly. Him and Tracy are fake cordial. It would not shock me if she had something to do with this. She was acting extra dumb last night, like she was acting, pretending like she didn't know or see anything. Well, they cool now. I don't think Tracy's going to say anything negative towards him, but he'll never be bad words with Ask April. She's not a content creator, but Ask April, but he never had words with Ask April. Now, Ask April never said nothing negative about him. I got to think about that one. I got to think about that. Thank you, Voodoo. Where is Larry Nelson? He still be. You know what? I don't know where Larry Nelson is, but I think Larry Nelson had a big crush on him. I mean, and then he used to tell Larry Nelson about the what's those kind of suits? He used to tell Larry Nelson, because Larry Nelson would have some suits with them long coat jackets or whatever you call them. And he used to talk about the Steve Harvey suits and all this, because Larry Nelson liked to dress. But I think that was a little sugar in the tank right there. Larry Nelson was scared to come out for some reason. Because first he was acting like he was homophobic. But to me, as somebody that homophobic, why constantly go in on it? Why constantly keep going in their chat? Yeah, Larry Nelson, I really believe right now this day, he had something going there. He had like a little love affair in his mind. Did he have words with Skillet? Of course, Skillet was the one called in yesterday and was telling me about she called the job, remember? And he said himself out of his own mouth yesterday that he went outside and called her from his YouTube, what number? Some number he said he called her back on to let her know that the calls are being recorded. Skillet also told me too about the temp agency besides this troll. I say people be sending her stuff. So somebody dig deeper than what we knew. I wouldn't have never knew nothing about a temp agency. See, we learning something new. That's why I said this got legs. Yeah, Larry Nelson was sending news to Pastor. Hey, talk to me, Brian. He was. Larry Nelson sent. I thought Larry Nelson sent news of other people to him. Now, Brian, have you yourself, you done got into it with him too, right? Since you've been here. Yes, but Larry swore up and down that wasn't him. And I put that on my community board, and Jay Wilson made a big deal about it. And he put it like I was going to get the woman hurt, but I wasn't. And the woman in question is somebody that I supported, but she haven't been doing videos lately. But allegedly, she was the one sent that $500. Okay. What straight man takes a gay man like that? But the Ziploc started with Jay Wilson. Oh Lord. Now, Heidi, if you're talking about Heidi Fly, she the one came on and said her son couldn't open up a Ziploc bag. And I'm trying to think, was it Jay Wilson came on making in front of it? I know he did make in front of it, but now they back cool too. Okay. They back cool too. Now, I don't know though, for real, Cole, you know, because that's no, when I listen to it lately, she been, you know, speaking what she felt about it too as well, though, to tell the truth about it. She been speaking about it. However, I think when somebody asked about when he has Stanky Baby and Tracy D following him to point out their house, I know that kind of hurted her feelings, you know, because every now and then, you know, people still bring that up, but I think they cool. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the risk to sound like him. We all used to go back and forth with each other, you know, to tell the truth about it. But wasn't nothing under below the belt. And I don't dox. Yeah, and listen, y'all. I'm way over my 30 minutes. I'm gonna drop my link if somebody wants to say a little something. Baby, we had a good time with that Ziploc bag. Yeah, everybody. Now I didn't come on and talk about it though, because I didn't want to talk about the child. But I was listening to everybody talking about it. Speaking on my kids, I'll have to see blood before I forgive them for it. Okay, church lady, I understand that. People ain't gonna let nobody just drag their kids. You can go back to the early videos because the first channel was taken down. Rico showed his peen and he tried to cover it instead of removing that part. Yeah, you're talking about when they took his channel, we all start dropping his new link and stuff because we wanted him to come back. We wanted him to come back. I don't know Roger Davis. I guess she's somewhere around somewhere. Oh, well, I saw her in Troy's chat this morning. She acted like she didn't remember W called him a pedo. And speaking of that, everybody talking about how he called Proctor Bonafide a Baptist bulldogger. He called a carpet muncher. Oh my God. He called her some names that didn't line up with somebody that's a chaplain. You know what I'm saying? He surely did. He sure did. So for that to come out his mouth so easy, like people say, and I do agree, that's you. You just, and I was trying to say that yesterday. To me, it wasn't a big deal because I've heard him do all that cussing. He used to cuss all the time. Then all of a sudden he came back one day and he stopped cussing on the YouTube. But I really feel bad though that they call his job like that. Y'all got to be truthful at the same time. I mean, come on now. I got to be truthful there. Yeah, he said some homophobic statements to say he's gay. I was highly thrown aback. I think Mark spiked his Kool-Aid. You think Mark might have been sneaking a little bit of that rum up there in his coffee, or pointed in them greens with that brown sugar, huh? Greens out the can with that brown sugar. You think so? The Ziploc situation started on the Jay Wilson panel. It was Jay Wilson, Heidi, and El Teddy. They were talking about education. Well, the Ziploc bag started when I think, we talking about the same thing, when Heidi said that her son couldn't open up a Ziploc bag. And for him to be a pastor, he made in front of that too. Because I remember when people was upset about that too. But this is a big one these days. In my humble opinion, he needs to log off permanently. He's so judgmental that he will always have people out here trying to find out where he works. And like I said, I think people have been looking for that for a while. And I still want to know how they put it together that he's actually a chaplain in the hospital. Now they knowing that he was sent out by a temp company. Well, allegedly, that's what I heard last night and again this morning. And that's why I'm saying, they say, well, he was saying he makes 6 figures. But then they said it's 48,455. That's far from 6. Well, that's 5 figures, but it's actually in reality $48,455. But if you do a temp company and not the actual hospital, the temp company gonna get their money off the top, is what I'm saying. Do y'all agree with me? Can somebody come up and explain that? Am I right or wrong? But that is the running drag for PB started by another contractor because she said she kissed a woman. Well, we always known that she was in the closet, though. I'm here for the show. But so what I'm really speaking on is the words he was saying to her. We've always heard about her being in the closet. And then her and Jay Wilson, I was there arguing with her. together. They had arguments before, but then after that, she started being on this panel. You know what I'm saying? She started being in this panel. So it's safe to say Pastor has offended a lot of this sector, which is why there's not a lot of people who care about what's happening. Calling his job is wrong, though, but the drags are okay. Yeah, the drags is okay. But you're right about that, lady Nikki. Yeah, you're right. A lot of people is offended because, like I said, I can't think of nobody. Well, I just found out on-site never got talked about. Because you see how he be doing with GX? GX been over there dragging like I don't know what, but he'll let him back on that panel because he brings numbers. And that's what I mean. I don't want to do any and everything with any and everybody for no goddamn numbers. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. I don't want people to come and just watch me just because I'm dragging this person. See, I like to talk about all kinds of subjects and stuff, and I got people that will watch me no matter what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But if he were to just stop doing that, and I think Troy hit on it a little bit this morning too, then what? Troy said the man came on here trying to talk about reality and politics and other stuff, and want nobody watching him. Of course not, because now they only go there for the mess. That's the thing to do. And like I said, and people that hasn't been around know that Wilson been popular with these numbers since this Thunderdome. But people that just now start watching him, like I say, they really don't know. They really don't know. Okay. That was a big Vic said, you're exactly right. You know your history. Yes. And W said, she said he ain't taking it back. Poor W. Now, W, I have to, in Jay Wilson defense, W did come on here first talking about him, with the chicken story. And she really still believes, that man. So that's her feelings. That's her truth. That's her opinion. And he was said at the time, he didn't know it. Did that fish lady call his job? Yeah, I hope she probably did. We don't know who all called his job. It's a plethora of people that have called his job, I'm assuming. You know what I'm saying? We don't know who did it. But somebody evidently did. Because now that we done found out now, the job was through a temp company. Not that it mattered, it was still a job. Good morning, Spirit Girl.
Good morning, Bless. I was calling in about that temporary work that you're talking about because I've worked a lot of temporary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't pay you as much if you were hired on a regular job. And of course, there are no benefits working for a temporary agency until you have worked with them for about a year. Sometimes they have long-term assignments, like you can find a job that lasts a whole month. And they do pay a little bit more if you work nights. It just depends on your occupation. But one thing about temporary agencies, you'll never get bored because they can send you, somewhere different every week, almost every day.
Right. So like you say, sometimes you get long-term jobs. And then the company, if they like your work, they would actually hire you themselves. But what I'm saying is, do you agree that the temp service, and I gave an example, take their money off the top. My example was if the job pays $20 an hour, and you out through the temp company, so you getting $15 an hour because they taking their money off the top is what I'm saying. The temp company ain't doing it for the help. It's a business. They make money. Do you agree?
That's very true. That's very true. And normally companies would pay a little more to the temporary agencies because of that very reason that they need to get compensated as well. Because they're the one that's doing all of the interviewing and making sure the person qualified for the job. And they do all of the legwork, and that saves the company a lot of money. So like you said, if a person is requesting $25 an hour, the agency would take what, 4 or 5, and you get the 20.
Exactly. And that's how they made. So that's why I said, so now people talking about how he was hired, and he was hired long term. So it was a training, because it could be a day job, a week job, month job for 3 months, 6 months, or whatever the case may be. So, and you know how trolls, how people, let me move this thing. You know how they always sending us stuff. Some stuff I talk about, some stuff, well, I'm talking about this one because this is what's going on right now. Everybody tend to go to what's going on right now. So that's the new thing today, the temp service. And like you said, they don't get insurance or anything. And so maybe
that's why he was saying that the headhunters are calling him Because if you register, like I used to do it, if you register with 2 or 3 different temporary agencies, they're always calling you to see if you're available for work. So you can, you can easily get an assignment. That's what they call it. You can easily get an assignment. You can turn it down if you don't want to work this week. You don't have to. You just call in and say, I'm ready for work.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So I put that out there because if somebody called and tell them that was me, we'd be hearing about it. So like I said, again, I don't want to see the man lose his job. I hate that he lost his job, even though he's saying he didn't lose it. And maybe he's saying that because the temp agency done sent him somewhere else, to work. It might not be a chaplain, whatever. And you're right, they send you what you qualify for. So evidently when he filled out the application to temp agency, and his resume showed everything that he does. He can do his degrees and everything. So he qualified to go through the temp agency as a chaplain. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. And right now they're hiring like crazy everywhere. Hiring like crazy everywhere. And he is, he has so many different skills. And with the job market being open like it is, it might have been convenient for him. He might have liked it, that place. But as far as getting to work, hey, it's plenty of it out there with the temporary
Yeah.
agency.
Yeah. So I just had to put that out there to let everybody know that's the new thing. That's like I said, just gonna have legs. I bet you tomorrow it'll be something else. But I don't think if he got fired, but he's saying he didn't, so allegedly. I don't think people get fired every day. Like I say, the temp service will send him out somewhere else. However, I don't think he gets sent out no more as a chaplain. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. I really don't believe that. So, and then, a lot of us have a lot of different jobs, through life. And, because sometimes we talk about, all those degrees and you never retired for nobody. And longest job, you said, is 10 years somewhere. But the difference is between him and somebody else having a lot of different jobs is they not coming over here talking about they got 6 or 7 degrees and never got nowhere permanent to retire from with insurance and benefits. That's the difference.
Okay. One thing about getting a degree and his graduation month right here is after you have gone through 4 or 5 years of college, you just hope that your degree is worth something because things have really changed now. Things have just really changed within the last 5 years. And some people may have to go back and get their master's or, because their first degree it's not hitting it. It's really not enough.
Miss Regina, was you around? And I think he was when he was animated, that he wasn't a pastor or minister. And then he came on saying, I'll be one in 6 months. Then he came back in 3 months, saying, pastor, I think he was going to school at that time. Do you remember that situation?
I don't remember it, but I remember Gina, Queen of Talk. She got her, what do you call it? Pastoral certificate. So a lot of people have them. It can,
Yeah,
you go to, yeah, a lot of
but you
people
can't
get
tell them
them.
because I said something about me being a minister yesterday. Sir King was trying to be funny with it. I say anybody that can pray for you, give your word as a minister. And I know you're saying that to try to be funny, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because people just, Lord. But Lady Nika said, I would have rather they kept it on YouTube and left his personal life alone. But he bothered us.
Yeah.
Exactly, Lady Nika. But you know what, Lady Nika? I knew sooner or later something's going to happen because once you start that Thunderdome, people ain't over there because they like them. They're over there for the mess, being nosy. They trolls, trying to see what they can find out so they can look him up. And some of them is really offended or some of them mad about it. Plus, he managed to get everybody on the panel, to be messy. He had to know. And he said all the time, these co-workers, some people ain't there really for him. He had to
You'd
know
be
that.
surprised how many people in this sector have pastoral license, certificate, whatever you call it. You got like I said, Queen of Talk, and you got the guy that's I can't think of his name. He's over there with Sean Bradley, and
That
then
yeah, what's that guy's name? Not Nate. I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
I can't think of his name.
Then Nate is one. There's a lot of people that hold their certificate and can find work. You can, funeral work, marriages, all kinds of. You can do a lot with that.
Someone called his job live yesterday and they said contact the police. That's what I want to ask you though, since you're up here. What possible charges can be put on somebody because you're doing a YouTube thing? I don't understand that much stuff. If he did dragging people and talking about their business, especially Deanna lately, What charges is it going to stick? I don't understand that. It's just she clapping back, people clapping back, but yet you want to call the police? I
Well,
don't get that.
in my opinion, anybody can sue you for anything, harassment, bullying, all of that, but it just inconvenienced the person and cost them a little money. That's all.
And then they can counter that because whatever he talked about, he did it to people. You see, only got one person over here out of the 344 that said that he didn't come at them. Because I asked the question, who hadn't he talked about? Because I'm still trying to figure out why is everybody, mad at him and coming out saying what he did to them. You know what I'm saying? Is there anybody on here that he hasn't dragged and talked about? And I only got one person to say that he never did that to them. And I'm talking about the people that's been here, you know what I'm saying, that's been a while around, who he been dragging. And I just asked that question because I was just wondering, because so many people is glad that the man lost his job, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're doing commentary. We do commentary on everything over here. Pray Harder said temp jobs and contract jobs are different. Professional contract jobs do have benefits and do pay well. Well, yeah, but he wasn't working in that capacity. He was sent out by temps service. He don't have no
He can
insurance.
be working tomorrow. He was just working there temporarily, but he can still work with multiple temporary agencies, and they need people. They really do need people.
Yeah.
But you got to count all of the jobs that he have. YouTube, at the church, Uber, temporary agency.
We're not confusing anything. We're just really saying how the pay is. There's no way if he went to a temp agency that he getting paid the amount that if he was actually hired for that company. None of that the company like to work and they hire on themselves from the temp agency. We're not getting it confused like that.
One thing about a hospital, they're open 24/7, and if they need you, that's overtime. So,
yeah. You're right, Creed. Let's do your commentary. He would make 100 videos if it was anyone else. Yeah, and I know that, but I'm just reiterating that I don't want nobody to think I'm really laughing at him about a job. It is just commentary, what's going on in the streets. Because like I said, I don't want to see nobody lose their livelihood. And I know that's a big part of his income. It would have got to be, but it couldn't be that much because he's needing YouTube too. You have to really come on here and be very extremely messy to make money. You know what I'm saying? Don't you agree, Regina? You have to come on here and just do all kind of stuff.
Just everything is so high now. Food, clothes, gas. I mean, you almost have to work 2 and 3 jobs or have a partner, because even if you were making $30 an hour, everything is so high, until you have to be extremely conservative in your house and your food and the gas and wear and tear on your everything across the board.
Yeah. And you know what? And there's nothing wrong with working at a temp agency. We just basically talking about the income and what's the difference when you're going out to a temp service. That's all it is. And I'm working with, ain't nothing wrong with that. I did it in my early 20s while I was waiting to go to work. Everybody, so that's how I know how temp agencies work. And just because it's years later, it don't mean they changed. They haven't changed. And ain't nothing working with it. He can't, like I say, he can get sent out somewhere else. Not a big deal. It's just commentary. They call the chaplain's office. So it pretty much was to give last right to wait a minute. Wait a minute. They call the chaplain for last right.
Some temporary agency.
Yeah. Well, they will keep you at work though. They really will.
I love temporary agencies because if you didn't want to work this week, you didn't have to with the temporary agency.
Exactly. And whenever you need
work, you, Ms. Blair. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for coming up.
Yes,
harassment charges. See, you got her. There ain't no charges. Yeah, I don't understand. What you gonna say? Yeah, and the man is Johnny Mac. That's what they think. That's what you thinking about, Regina. Johnny Mac. Well, all of this falls under cyberbullying. So King Roman News is saying it falls under cyberbullying. Okay, then. What do you call that when he dragged everybody? That's cyberbullying as well, right? So how is that cyberbullying? Because they called his job? Because he did the same thing to one person. And then it's the cyberbullying, him dragging people all the time. Lately it's been Deanna. Is that cyberbullying? And I don't even think she's calling the police or anything like that. Is that cyberbullying? Because the boy, from what I hear, and I don't know for sure because I haven't been watching Rico, but they say that he even talking about the fact that the people finally didn't gave him an apartment, so they say he was dragging him for that. He's offended a lot, and they saw a way to humble him, in my honest opinion, because there's really nothing to be jealous of. Exactly. So all that cyberbullying then, so that means everybody cyberbullied everybody. Was it cyberbullying when you was talking about me and my husband? Huh? So they work, and ain't nobody trying to take no payment. I definitely ain't got time to be running down there snitching to no police about, oh, they said this about me on YouTube. I need to fill out a report. I definitely ain't finna do all that. Enjoyment of life, you better. Terrorist harassment causing financial hardship. Well, didn't he do the same thing to everybody else? And I don't think that's, and he got to really prove that, because all they're going to do is show their videos too of how they got dragged. As many times he stated that he doesn't care about anyone on YouTube. Did he really think folks would show him anymore? Yes, but I'm saying, so all those people in his chat, they for the mess. Some people, that's their relaxation. They probably got corporate jobs, got to be stuck up and quiet and all this. And then they come over here, so they can watch a train wreck, have a few giggles, see a bunch of mess. That's their entertainment. Okay, so that's all it is. Like what I'm doing right now, people's enjoying this. I hope it's entertainment to me too. So I'm going to talk about it, CC, because he's my co-worker, y'all. I'm making a cone. Oh, Lord have mercy, got the J. Wilson spirit. Help me, Lord. King Romy News said all of this, the minute you connect someone's personal life with their YouTube life for the benefit of harming them, is cyber harassing and stalking. And I understand that, King Roman. That's why I said, you're right. It goes both ways. So is that what he was doing too as well? Is that what he doing to Deanna? Is that what he did to ZT? That's what he doing to Rico and countless more? I mean, just asking. I just want to know. So would that stick? Because if you do that, don't you think they're going to come back and counter them and get to have their videos ready too? Because even though you moved a lot of videos, people have those videos. Because some people hit record, bang, soon as somebody come on live. Huh? You got them videos, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean a group. Yeah. He was pretending to be a pastor. He should have just said, and I feel bad for him, y'all. All bullshit aside, I'm on here doing my life. I feel bad for him losing his job, if indeed that he did. Because what I'm saying is allegedly he lost his job, because yesterday he's saying he didn't. Allegedly, he got sent out to a temp company, which ain't nothing wrong with a temp company. It's just the money part of it. If the company didn't hire yourself, but temp agencies, when you get sent out to people like you, they will hire you on yourself. Then you're gonna make more money, have benefits or whatever. I work when I would to being with the temporary agency I am with. Yeah, and it's good to be with a temp agency. It really is. Only downside is you don't get benefits. But I said, no, ma'am, you always end up hurt in the end. Your pastor, they just actually helps people. When I found out about that, I was shocked. Oh, the cussing pastor? Yeah, I was discussing it with somebody yesterday. And I think the difference is he put himself out there. He didn't come on here all fake and phony. He let you know where he coming from. He came on here cussing. Yeah, so that's the difference. The cussing pastor, he just come right on out with it. J. Wilson, take FMLA. What is that? Hey, Suki. But my question is, where does it end? Like, who is next to lose their job, get swatted, CPS called or drive-bys at their home, sued, all behind online roles? Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I am here for the show. It's people that internalize this like this. I'm thinking evidently there's something going on in their life where they just miserable, and misery loves company. And that's why they get on here and pick at people and call the police and call people and call everybody. For people on YouTube who's really just roast dragging and what else you call it, and clapping back and doing stuff like it in the real life. If I run into one of them, I'm not saying, oh, you said just about me on the YouTube. You said just about me on YouTube. I'm gonna get my family to jump you. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. When I get up here, y'all, today, I'm gonna sit around instead of YouTube streets, because I don't get a chance to do that often. I'm always doing something, so I miss a lot of stuff. But that's what I plan on doing today. And I'm not, and if somebody talking about me, y'all not gonna see me call the police, saying I'm harassing. I've been having plenty of people talk about me since I've been on here, my age, my wig, now it's my Afghans, moo-moos, whatever you want to call it. That don't bother me. But I kind of went off. I came, the grid of what I was talking about. So when I came on, so let me start reiterating. So I was rolling around this morning watching some stuff. And like I say, I get stuff all the time. Some of it I talk about, some of it I don't. Angry about the commentary on him. It was so obvious. Yeah, you can see that he was trying to act like it didn't bother him. You're right about that. But it would bother anybody. It probably would bother me. It would not bother, it will. Let's see who back here, y'all. It's not that I'm, cold-hearted or anything like that, because everybody keep reiterating they not want the man to lose his job. Now, I think I know who Swoops is.
Yo,
good morning.
Good morning.
Swoops.
Yeah. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, Swoops?
What's good? Oh, yeah, you can throw me up there. I mean, if you want to. Like, you ain't have to.
Yeah, I know. So what you have to say about this situation?
So, I'm kind of confused on, what, how, okay, is he, somebody people hate? Like, what did he do to get doxxed? You get what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of people, since he's been on here, probably, hate is a strong word, but some people probably do hate him.
Dislike. How about dislike? Dislike. How about that?
Well, no, some people hate and some people dislike. Now, I'm assuming whoever doxed his job, got to lose his job, actually hate him. Okay? Let me see what this is. Yeah, I'm assuming that that's what that is. Hey, Spilly boy.
Hey, Blessed.
Okay. What's up, Spilly?
I only want to say one thing real quick. Something that I haven't seen or heard all across the streets. When it comes to these cases and stuff, I think a lot of the stuff be getting thrown out and will get thrown out when it's like, okay, I got videos, you talk about me, you got videos where you talk about me, and I don't think a court is really going to take the time to really go through trying to figure out who started it and all of that. And I think a lot of times stuff will get thrown out by the judge. You know what I mean? Because all of it is classified as cyberbullying. But where the problem comes in at how you get a case, how you win a case like that, and defamation and all that, when you can actually show a loss or show an actual damage, losing your job, losing revenue, actually being able to show emotional distress. I mean, really show emotional distress and stuff like that. That's when things change. That's when when the court, I think, will pay a little more attention, and then those things will actually go a little further. But just the back and forth, and you said this, and then I said that, and then, oh, no, you started. No, you started. That's when I think a lot of stuff just kind of gets thrown out. But that's how you get a case. That's when lawyers start yanking cases, when there are actual damages shown.
Exactly. So that's what I was saying. So if he were to do that, they just gonna come back with their proof in their videos too. So I don't think it was.
Well, I don't know. Again, it's up in the air because again, if he lost his job, he could show damage. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If I just talked about you and ain't nothing happened, you ain't got no damages. But if I lost my job, then I lost money. So that's where it's that little gray area, and then that's when it's kind of up to the judge. That's it. I don't have an opinion on anything one way or the other. But I just wanted to say that because I just hadn't heard anybody even speak upon that or even knew if anybody actually, I'm sure somebody knows, but nobody has said anything about that. Like, it's just, but whatever. Anyway, that's all I had to say, Bless. That's it.
But they would he would really have to prove that he lost his job for that reason and that reason only. Do you think?
Well, if you're going to go for a case, I mean, if you're going for a case, again, you just got to show damage. I mean, if he don't really lose his job, then what's the case?
Exactly.
If he didn't actually lose the job, if that's not true, then But if he actually did lose the job, then maybe he will be able to get somebody to actually get on it and start looking down into it. But you got to show loss. You have to show a loss, or a lawyer ain't even fooling with it.
Yeah, but so even with that though, what I'm saying is, even if he can prove that, do you think that the fact, okay, in other words, it don't have nothing to do with why they call it job. Can they, like, they can say no, it was a mutual thing, it was a back and forth, like you said, on YouTube. And then they show how he doxed them too as well. Only they didn't lose a job because you see how he been dragging Deanna lately. And, and other folks like that. So that's why I'm saying, would that fly? But I understand exactly what you're saying because to me it was a mutual thing. But then
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's when it would just kind of open up, and it would have to end up being a thing. That's when the courts will have to dig down. You would have to really pinpoint it down that it was Deanna, because if you're saying there's like 200 calls to his job, really, so Deanna's call, or did Deanna call? Is it one specific call? That's when the courts have to all get involved. But for the courts to get involved, period, there has to be a loss. You have to have a loss. Just the we was going back and forth, and they called my job. If you didn't actually lose the job, then you didn't lose anything, and you didn't really have any. You know what I mean? You have to.
right,
There has to be a loss. You can prove harassment. Anybody can prove harassment on any of us. Any of us, the stuff that we say to each other, we be harassing each other. Period.
we do.
So
We
back
do.
and forth. I mean, they're gonna that thing. I think will always come up to child. Get on out my courtroom. Y'all was doing it to each other.
Right.
But
And Deanna
when there's a
started.
loss, that's when I think that's what make them start looking. But as far as like that phone call stuff, if there's 200 phone calls, pinpointing it to one person's call is the one call that made you lose your job. Again, that I can't speak on. That's when the judge has to do what the judge does.
Exactly, and that'd be hard to prove. And this person talking about is James saying that Jay Wilson can sue Deanna because Deanna didn't have nothing to even do with even calling. I don't know
Yeah,
why
I'm not
people think.
pinpointing one person. I don't know why y'all keep why y'all doing that. That's why I haven't actually said anything, because y'all
Right.
like to try to put words in and try to change it. James is not saying anything. James is saying that to have a case, any type of case, you have to show a loss. That's what James is saying. So don't add nothing to it. Don't be trying to take nothing from it. What I'm saying is, and you're recording, to have a case, a decent case, you need to have and be able to show some type of a loss. That's what I'm saying. I'm not pinpointing any names. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not taking any sides. So knock it the fuck off.
Exactly. So we don't know, like you said, about 200 people called. We don't know. Yeah. And I don't have a dog in the fight either, Billy. You know what I'm doing? I'm
Yeah, I mean,
reporting.
so this is
Yeah,
what this gives. This is what this
that's
gives.
right. This is what we do. And this is what I'm going to do. That was not a dig. I'm just trying to understand. Okay, he explained it to you. The person said not a dig. They was just trying to understand. Exactly, Miss Bless. I don't think Deanna. No, Deanna had nothing to do with it. We get y'all, like I said earlier, and I'm quite sure you two get it too, Billy Boy. People are gonna always text us, call us, email us, some mess that's going on here. Sometimes I
Sean
talk
have
about it,
been
sometimes
doxxed
I don't.
9,000 different ways and 25 different times. So I mean, yeah.
We all have been doxxed on here. And I've been doxxed. I've been talked about. Still, sometimes somebody bring oh, she was over there to play some slitterings and all that kind of dumb stuff. Let me see what it is back here. So I hope it's not that person. Okay, wait a minute. So you get along with Brian.
No, but you could bring her
So
up.
you bring her up. Okay, because I don't want to ambush. Okay, I'll bring her up. Him up. Oh Lord, I'm repeating what you're saying. Can
See
you
what I'm
hear
saying?
me? Can
Hey,
you hear me?
Bless Walkins. Hi.
Hi, Brian. So
Spilly
what you
boy,
got to
hello.
say?
Are
Hello.
you
What you
able to
got to
hear
say
me?
on the subject? Hello, you want to speak?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. James, hello. How are you, James, today? God bless you. Bless, how you doing today, Bless?
Oh, I'm fine out here doing my little coon story.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm listening to your commentary. I didn't want to interrupt. I just want to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't think that it's right that people is calling his job, but after thinking about it last night and all the stuff that he's done to people, about a week or so ago, he called me mental illness for chewing gum at a gay bar. So, you know, after really thinking about that, he's getting what he deserves. Now, there's people saying that he's gonna get fired and this and that. I feel what Spilly Boy is saying. I threw out some claims towards him, but I
Mhm.
haven't had any damages. You know, when he was telling people I was mental illness and stuff when we was fighting back and forth, that was our banter back and forth with each other.
Mhm.
I threw paperwork in his life, you know, well, threatened to throw paperwork. But Jay Wilson might actually have a fucking, I mean, if he gets fired, do he have, I mean, is that a case? Is that damages? Is the emotional distress people, hundreds of people calling this man's job? You know, so I
Well,
do.
it is damages. The first day that he don't go to work and miss 8 hours of pay, that's damages.
Yes, I totally
Damages could
agree.
be $10 or $10,000. But
I told
again,
Go ahead,
you,
let me
you
be
just
quiet.
yeah, you just never know. It's all really that's when it goes into the hands of the courts as
Yeah.
to what he deserves and what the punishment would be, and if it's even they choose to give a punishment.
And the next thing I want to talk about was I'm actually on another platform right now talking to a different set of audience. And you guys might have a flood of people coming to your channels. We don't know, but this is very interesting. Another thing I want to talk about is this his karma? I went up on there and I asked him, and he basically chalked it up to, I guess, being entertainment. But as a past, I think people are correlating him being a pastor and praying over bodies, over people dying, and then one moment he's on here, being messy and cussing them, well, not cussing because he cuss on certain occasions, but he come on here and he doc ZT, put ZT court cases and oh, it's public, so he's been out here cutting up really, really bad, cutting up, putting people's personal dating profiles out there, and he's, Jay Wilson does dirt. So I can get where the other side and the other people are saying that he does a lot of fucking dirt. Excuse me, Miss Bless. I didn't mean to cuss. He
Go
does a
ahead.
lot of dirt, and this is his payback. So I'm kind of on both sides right now. I don't wish that man to lose his job, like I say, but you you come up on here and you start stuff, you cuss people out, and you're being unruly and you're being messy. Somebody's gonna find your information. Now, is he gonna get fired? Like James say, James came up here and said it. He's gonna have a case, but who's the case gonna be against? Who's the case? Because if he get fired, there's EEOC. He can't get fired for, he got cases towards that way against his employer with the EEOC, but he can't come on here and sue a troll page. I mean, how can you
Well,
sue a
there's no
troll
such
page?
thing as a troll page, really, Brian. And in the grand scheme of things, don't ever believe that a person hiding behind a troll page, you're not hiding because everybody has an IP address. And when the courts get involved,
Oh,
you can be grabbed. It's not,
okay.
you're not
Okay.
safe because your face ain't showing.
Well, since you put it that way, see, I wasn't thinking that deep about the IP address, but okay. So once again, you taught me something else today. So can a troll page be found for
Yeah, they could be
calling his
found.
job?
When
Huh?
the cases get so deep till it gets, and that's what I'm saying, it just depends on how deep the case gets. See, a good lawsuit involves everybody who touched the situation,
Yeah.
and when it gets to a point where the case get to where it touched YouTube, every motherfucker sitting behind a page that we can't see their face, everybody will become visible.
Mm.
It just, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying when there is damages presented, that's where shit shakes up. That's when it gets a little deeper
Mm.
than just, okay, you lost your job and then let's just move on.
Nah.
And a good example is, here's an example. When I didn't take, I didn't go get a lawyer at that point and go after Fab Abe when
Mm.
Fab Abe sent CPS to my house. See, she sent CPS to my house, made a false claim against me with CPS about a daycare. CPS showed up. They showed up to my house, and I haven't actually been running the daycare in years. In years. But had I been running the daycare, had one individual taken their child out of my daycare, I could have actually sued Sabe. I could have sued her because at that point, now I'm showing a damage due to something that you did. And then that it would actually draw up a case. There would be a case. We would go to court, and then the courts would decide, did her actions make me lose that client? And then that's when whatever you're suing for would actually happen. That's why I never actually pursued that, because I didn't lose anything. All she did was, somebody showed up at my house 7:30 in the morning. What? No big deal. It didn't cost me anything. But had I been running that daycare and one child been removed from that roster on that daycare, her ass would have had a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm. So
you see where I'm going? So about the stuff about the Karens and all that, that's something totally different. You all get what I'm saying.
Yeah. And thank you for shedding light on that, because I believe there is a misconception. People think, oh, you said something not true about me. Oh, I can sue you. So thank you for explaining that, because I was
that's the beginning of defamation. So that's the beginning of defamation. When somebody tells a story about you that's not true, that's when they're stepping their foot into the defamation. Once you lose something, a night's sleep, and you got a doctor that can say this situation made him not be able to sleep, now you got a case. Not being able, because it rolls. It's a snowball. Well, I wasn't able to sleep, so I missed days of work. I had to go on FMLA. Being on FMLA gave me only a percentage of my pay. Right now you're being sued for the percentage they didn't get, and you're going to be sued for their strife. It's like a snowball effect. It cannot go anywhere, but when it starts going somewhere, goddamn, you better hide.
And he makes some money. Like, people started that rumor of like $30,000, but like he said, he has the credentials to negotiate his, so that's a lot of money to cover somebody's missed pay, of that contract. I don't know, but that's all I wanted to say. I wish Jay Wilson the best, but you know what? Karma comes around, just like karma came and bit me in my behind. Karma comes around. Just because you're a pastor.
Why are y'all in that chat? I'm not here defending Jay Wilson's case. I'm not playing lawyer. I'm adding to the conversation. That's the piece of the conversation that nobody's talking about. It's the piece of how you actually get a suit and why it is a suit. That's all I'm adding. I'm not here fighting for Jay. I'm not here fighting against. First of all, when you start talking about Deanna and Jay Wilson, everybody knows I'm crazy about Deanna. So would I actually side with Jay Wilson over Deanna? Would I side with Jay Wilson? I'm not going to side with either. I'll be quiet just like I've been. I ain't got no videos on this.
Exactly.
And I'm not here trying to fight for anyone. I'm just saying what it is. I'm not placing the fault. I'm not saying why it happened or should it have happened. I don't give a fuck. Take none of that, none of my business.
And y'all, this page is called Blessed Walking. She's on YouTube. And this is Spill It Boy TV. Go find her on YouTube.
And I appreciate both of y'all input. And then at the same time, okay, he would have to lose something. And according to him, he hasn't lost his job yet. He's been on since it happened, saying he hasn't lost his job, for one thing. And allegedly he has. But at this point, he don't have a case if he's constantly saying he hasn't lost his job.
But he has a case number. And he said last night that, whether, if the people is going to file, do their job and file, do what they got to do, then it is. But if they ain't, at least he tried to, document it, but he has a case number. He's trying, I guess he's going to take this very seriously, because it's either you're going to have to find a new job. People's not going to let this up. People are going to still call your job. You're going to have to find a new job. And that's how he's going to be able to, like Spill It Boy James said, prove his damages, because he's going to have to find him a new job. people are going to still call. Just the pettiness of these people. The people are still going to call. They're going to see if he's at work when they feel like messing with Jay Wilson. They're gonna okay. Well, let me call today. Let me call 100 times today. He's going to have to find a new job.
Yeah,
Don't you
exactly.
agree?
They've already found the allegedly temp agency that he went to. Miss Conspiracy want to know, I have a question, why Jay Wilson pressing charges when he volunteered for folks to call the job. He also
Ooh.
said he didn't work there when he knew he did. That's a question I can't answer, but I hear he did tell people to call.
Mm-hmm.
So I can
I'm
sue
not
them.
sure. I don't know. When I seen where this was going, I took 3 steps backwards and said, "Okay, y'all got it." And I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just watching. I'm gonna
As you should
watch.
not. Because what do you have to do with this situation? You're just like a spectator like everybody else. Why are they mad at you? Because two people you could see. These are some weird ass people, and I hate to say it. I like them sometimes, but they're weird.
Well,
How
I knew
can a
my
whole
words would get twisted. If I did a video, the video would be scrutinized and my words would be twisted to say anything and move anything to get me and Deanna to get the fighting and me and whoever else to get the fight. That's what the Deanna thing. There been Skillet's name was in this.
yeah,
And they didn't throw Skillet's name out because they know I already don't like Skillet. But they threw Deanna's name into the chat because me and Deanna, that's good. That's good time when me and Deanna start
hell yeah,
cussing
it's a
each
good
other
time.
out. I see y'all. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
Yeah, because
But I
this
mean, this
this
is
that's
whole
what I
show,
do. This is what I do.
this
I do
whole show
YouTube. I
probably
know.
get twisted. Yeah,
Huh?
this whole show probably gonna get twisted, of course. That's why I say watch for yourself. How you say it, watch it, how he be saying it, whatever, watch it for yourself. That's how I'm gonna say it. Yeah, you're right. They threw Deanna out, but they're not
You know
throwing
how
out
that
Skillet.
girl, because the truth of the matter is, I heard Skillet's name before I ever even heard Deanna's name. I didn't even hear nothing about Deanna till yesterday. I heard about Skillet from the gate.
Yep, yep. She was the one said the first one that I heard too that said she was the one actually called.
Yeah,
So yeah.
and then that admitted to call it. I'm like, Skillet,
Wait a
Skillet,
minute.
Skillet, girl.
Miss Rose Bennett called Jay Wilson job.
Oh yeah, I talked about it yesterday on my live. And she's the one also saying, among other ones, that he worked through a temp agency.
So, oh my God, and she admitted to doing it.
Yeah, she admitted it on my live. She called in. She admitted it. Let's walk
Oh
a ZX.
But listen, now that's
my
one thing
God.
I will credit Skillet with. Skillet always admits, for the most part, what it is that she did because she think it'd be cute. She runs to YouTube streets. She does these things for the sole purpose of being seen on YouTube. She always does that. So I'll give her that. The only thing she ain't admitted to is calling the restaurant, but we know she did it. But that's okay. But
So let me
all the taking the pictures of my house, she admitted to that. Putting my license plate in the chats and stuff, she admitted to. She admitted to all kind of incriminating shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, whatever day it catch up with her, it'll catch up with her. Again, remember, it's a snowball. And when the snowball start rolling, your ass better go hide. But Skillet will tell you what she does.
Billy, but I need to ask you real quick. Somebody in my chat said GX want to come up. How do y'all have a problem with that?
I don't even know him. He's fine to come up.
Okay then. GX, I put the links there.
I don't have no problem with no grown folks.
Yeah, because I don't like ambushing. So maybe he got an input on this too as well.
I'm gonna shut my mouth up when he come up here, though.
Okay.
It is what it is, Miss Bless. Respect.
Okay, carry on, guys. Let me read to. Okay, let me see what's going on back here.
I just hope he don't come up here talking about no homosexual stuff, though.
Oh, well, no, he can't do that over here because we support our communities over here. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, ma'am?
Fine.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to add to what I believe James said. Good morning to James and Brian. I think that's your names.
Good morning, grown folks.
Right on. I agree with what James said, that it's someone, I think I want to add a little bit more to what he's saying. It's someone maliciously makes you lose income for lying, you would have a lawsuit. But calling his job and reporting a fact that is violating his position or his ethics of morality, then you cannot be sued. There will be no lawsuit there. That would be the way that I would summarize it. If someone called his job and lied on him, presented false facts, and he lost his job, yes, he would be able to sue. But calling and telling them the truth is not going to be a lawsuit because the truth is the truth. And the employer has hired him as a moral authority, a religious figure.
Can
And
y'all
if
hear me?
he is demonstrating anything outside of that, there is no lawsuit. I
Can
just
you
want
hear
to
me,
say that.
Dee?
Yeah, we can hear you, Bless.
No, I'm
It's me.
asking Ginger. Oh, okay.
It's
All right.
it's me.
Okay.
So I called, and if he feels as though he wants to sue me for telling the truth, he can have at it. But no lies were told. Period. No lawsuit. So we could take that
Thank
off the
you.
table. Okay, Miss
Okay.
Watkins.
Okay.
I just wanted to add that to the conversation also. All right.
Well, that's fine. I appreciate your input.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Good morning, Dee Dee.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Bless. Hello, Spilly Boy. Hello, Brian.
What's up,
Hello,
baby?
Chad.
Hey, Dee Dee Loop Loop.
Hey, everybody. He can get sued. He can get sued. It's harassment. It's stalking. It's cyberbullying. He hit Jay Wilson's panel and basically called him all kinds of horrible names. I'm not going to repeat it. Y'all all saw it. He can line up. He gonna line him up. I'm glad he left because he know he wrong. And I'm not trying to clout chase. I don't need to. I haven't been over here in months, right, Cliff?
Yeah, I don't think you can chase him, but I let him up
Exactly.
though because I this is open right now and everybody can voice their opinion. And he came up here with respect. And yes, I mean, answer the person. Yes, no, he didn't specifically cuss me out, but he said some stuff when I went back at him, and that's how they went. I don't hold
Right.
grudges, and I'm not a clap back. So go ahead, Dee Dee.
Right. I think because of just that YouTube relationship and him actually calling and leaving his name, and he got court cases and harassment and just like Brian said, don't come up here with that mess as far as the community. We're done with that. We're just
Mm-hmm.
done, and what James is saying, and I listened as much as I could. I was live on my own nonsense, but you're right that who's stalking you, and you have a right. Nobody gets to tell James whether he wants to press charges or not. Nobody can tell him how you feel. If it wasn't stalking to you, it's because it wasn't you.
Yeah.
It could just be somebody calling me on my phone going, "Hi, Deirdre, I'm the troll so and so. I'm on your phone." Maybe it might get me in my ling lings. You don't get to tell me if that's not stalking or harassing. He was wrong for calling that man's job. I don't care how
But
much
this is
I
the
don't.
thing. Like LaShonda said, he that it's wrong because if he has proof that the truth that proof of the truth, then Jay Wilson can't sue. But I'm not going to say that ain't nobody going to court because even if it is the truth, don't we got to go somewhere to prove that it is the truth?
Mm.
Oh, yeah. And a judge
You
will
understand? I
listen.
mean, again, it's a snowball. It's a
Right.
snowball. The job, they're going to do what they're going to do.
But
But again, it's still if he decides to go after specific individuals, if there's specific individuals like ZX is saying, I did it, I call, I like you just identified yourself. So
Right.
you literally just said,
but
yes, I did it. I'm the one that got the ball rolling.
I'm
Can he seek legal after you?
I'm gonna have to
He'll
disagree.
show a damage. There'll be a damage if he lost his job.
I'm gonna have
That
to
part.
disagree. I'm gonna have to disagree because I felt what ZX said too. Does he have a clause in his contract this is his job
Yeah, but we're
specific
not talking
time.
about that though, Brian. I mean, that's the fact of him losing the job.
We're talking
That's
about the
okay.
court.
Take that out of it. The fact that
Right.
I lost my job at your hand, you're the
Right.
He
one
didn't
that
do nothing
started the
illegal, though.
ball
He just
rolling,
called.
and then I had these damages. That's where the gray area for me is.
But he didn't
Thank
do
you.
nothing
I
illegal
can't
though. All he
say.
did was report him cussing out a lady as a chaplain. So
Mm-hmm.
is that illegal to call and say, look, I have information on your employee. He's online, he's cussing out women, calling them
Not at
B's
all.
and
But then
H's,
there's the other side of it, though, Brian.
huh?
You did
Legal.
that. You did that because me and you were into it.
Right.
Me and
Legal.
you got history, nasty history of going back and forth with each other. You were harassing me now. That see what I mean? Take the
Okay.
job out of it.
Exactly.
Now it's just a cyber harassment situation between the two of them.
Exactly. Because it wasn't for concern. It
It's a
was a
snowball.
personal
It's more than
situation.
just the
Yeah.
job. The job
Yeah.
part, you can't even fight that too much. I don't guess if if he loses the job because what they think is immoral. That's it. I mean, that's it. That's between him and the job. But the YouTube stuff and the people who got into it, that's where the water seems very murky for me. Again, if it wouldn't happen if you didn't start the ball rolling. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
And
don't
this is
know.
Texas.
This is
I'm
what
gonna have to look.
everybody should do who has a question. Ask your HR, and they'll tell
Mhm.
you instantly what's going to happen. Because the first thing I did was look in my clause because I am a YouTuber. I do get down with the shits. And I did. I said, well, what if that's your legal right to do that? And guess
Yeah.
what? You know what they said? If you feel like you're being cyberbullied or cyber harassed, you need to report it with YouTube and the FBI that handles cyberbullying. And if you want to do what James did or Jay Wilson did, go to the police department, that's your right to do it.
I do
They
agree.
got busted.
Yeah, I think that's
They got
just a whole different. The Rose and ZX and whoever else. That's a different fight altogether. That's a different set of situations
A,
altogether.
a
The
fight is
job
gonna
thing
be.
and the job thing is between Jay and the job. The stuff with the people from YouTube, that's between Jay and the people from YouTube.
But he gonna
So,
throw all of that in the court case, though, James. Don't you
oh,
think he
absolutely.
gonna
I
do
said
all
when you get you a good case, you take everybody involved, stand
that
up.
part?
That's what subpoenas are for.
And you know
That
what,
part.
James? We can take looks at prior like actual court cases, like Jay Dunn and such and such. Like the courts really, I mean, who wants to deal with this YouTube mess? Who really wants to deal with this? Watch hundreds of videos back and forth. You know, that's
That's
to
what they
me,
get
that's a
paid
waste of
for, though.
court's time.
It is. It really is. But that's what they get paid for. That's what the
Yeah,
lawyers get
yeah, and
paid
tax
for.
dollars.
That's
I
why
hear
they
you.
make what they make.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
That's their job. And they actually have a
Wow.
team. Well, let me shut up. But yeah, there's specific
Mm,
people at the office that actually do that. It's called discovery. They do. That's what they do all day long.
yeah, yeah, and you got to submit that shit. You know.
Good morning, Beefing, Troy.
Hey, good morning, Bless Watkins, and everybody else on the panel and chat.
Hey,
I,
Troy.
I just
What's
had
up,
a
Troy
quick
Allen?
question and statement for ZX. I guess the question is, why would you call this man's job based on what he's doing on YouTube? Why would you call his job his virtual personification? All right, and I may sound crazy, like I'm trying to defend Jay Wilson, which I guess I kind of am, because I think to call this man's job to get him fired because of something he's doing on YouTube, I'm not seeing a correlation that he's doing that on the job. And so therefore, I think it's wrong. And my question to ZX is, why do you feel, one, there was a need to do that, and two, that it was your place to do that?
He's here. He can answer it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, ZX,
Well, hey, how you doing, Beefin?
I'm
Well,
doing well
Beefin,
yourself.
great, great, great. When you, as some people have so eloquently described, cyberbullying or harassment and doxing. And doxing. It's funny when you sit around and you lie and you say, you ain't got no water. That's funny. That's funny. Talking about my personal finances, I didn't come online and talk about my I own 4 homes. If one of them is underwater, that's my business. But if you feel as though it's okay for you to talk about my business and you have a title isn't anything sacred anymore. He is a preacher. He is a
Mm.
moral authority. A moral authority. I will report him again if he continues in his ways. I did not ask him to look up my business and crack jokes. I have every right to say you are not moral. The job will make a decision whether or not he is capable of fulfilling his duties. That is not my decision. I am not taking his job. His actions is taking his job. His behavior is taking his job. If you know, if you are a fireman, but you start fires, I'm gonna call the fire department and say, hey, you got a fireman over there that like to start fires. Now he may lose his job. His job is not to start fires. His job is to put them out. You get it? So
So
from that position,
based on that position and using your example, if a person's a firefighter and they fight fires in real life, but then on YouTube they talk about arson, does that give a person a right to say, okay, because you're a firefighter, and then in your virtual world, this make believe world you're in, you're talking about arson, therefore we're going to fire you as a firefighter? I'm failing to see the connection between the two.
well,
I understand. I'm hearing what you're saying. There was a personal vendetta. You felt the need to get back at them. And so instead
well,
of getting back at them virtually
not just
online,
that.
you chose to get back or at them in person in real life. And
Well,
that's your answer. I
well,
respect your answer, but
let me use what you just said. You said in virtual world. When you
there's a
are
difference.
doxing people's real life, that's real life. That's not virtual. When you are giving up and harassing people online, that's real life. That's not virtual. I think the line has been blurred. Joking is virtual. Roasting is virtual. But when you start talking about somebody's dead mother, that's not virtual. Brian's mother passed away. That's a fact. That is harassing him virtually about his real life. There is no separation. If you are a fireman and you get online and you say, "Hey, y'all, this is a way to make a bomb. This is a way to set fires." He can talk all of that, but I think that the fire department needs to know that this individual is perpetuating a crime. This individual is instructing people against everything that you stand for. That's it. Now,
Thank you for the super chat. Go ahead.
if
Just throw that in there.
if he was a doctor, let's just say he's a doctor in a hospital. He works on people, but when he comes home, he shoots dope. He shoots dope. Well, he might do it online and talk about how good the dope is that he shoots. Well, the concern is for the patients now that he works on. He works on people as a doctor. So yeah,
Okay. Good morning, Nosy.
yeah.
Then
Hey,
I
good
got to speak to people
morning.
just came up.
Good morning
Welcome
to
back,
everyone on
Brian.
the panel. Good morning. My question is to respectfully to ZX. Um, I'm trying to understand the correlation of what it is that you're saying because of a lot of the things that you just accused Jay Wilson of doing, you
Mm-hmm.
do on a regular basis.
Like what in particular?
You discuss other people's business.
I ain't a
You
preacher.
post. It doesn't matter.
No, I
So,
ain't a preacher.
okay, maybe I need to change it. So if Jay Wilson gets a job and he just say he's an office manager
That's different.
and he continues, and it has nothing to do with church, and he
That's different.
continues to do what he does, which is poke fun at people, point out people's shortcomings, talk about your water, talk about
That's,
your houses, your court cases,
excuse me,
and you
ma'am.
find out where he works.
No,
Are
I
you
would
going to
not.
call that job?
No, if he was, I already stated, if he was an auto mechanic, I'm not calling Pep Boys to tell people he's an asshole. If he is in a position
Hmm.
that contrasts against what he projects, that is called ethics.
But doesn't that do that for everybody
No,
who's
it
in these
doesn't. If
sectors?
you
The
are,
things that
ma'am,
we are doing online with
no,
this
ma'am,
beefing and going on, whatever,
that's a broader
the back and
discussion.
forth,
That's
the
a broader
calling
discussion.
people's, talking about people's dead mothers,
Yeah,
posting
that's a
mugshots, all those things, I would guarantee you probably 99% of the employers would frown upon that particular behavior and
if it
find
goes
an
against,
issue with it.
ma'am, if it goes against the job function that you do, that's where you have the issue. It's
But whose
it,
job
it,
function do you think it would not go against? It would go
I,
against
I-
all our
if
job
you
functions.
work at McDonald's
Yeah.
and you roast or Walmart or you are a dentist, but if you're a
Yes.
dentist that talks about people's rotten mouths, then I guess somebody should know you're going against everything that you say you represent.
But if you're not talking about rotten mouths, if you're talking about dead mamas,
That's something
and
hey,
people wouldn't have an issue with that.
the point being is, man, is this. His position, we're talking about the position. I don't want that man praying over people dying. I think that that's unfair to the families that are grieving. I think it's unfair to the children that are sick in the hospital. Now, here's my question to you.
Yes.
Would you want him praying over you in the hospital?
I would just say that if I know nothing about what he does,
That ain't
I
what I
don't think,
said.
but
That ain't
we're
what I said.
talking
I
about
said,
real
would you want
world. But are you
him?
going to let me answer?
No, I
We're
asked you a
talking
very
about
direct
real
question.
world. So
Real
real world,
world,
if I had
knowing
someone
who
dying
he
in the
is,
hospital
would you
and they
want
bring me
him to
Chaplain
pray
Wilcox,
over
I don't
you?
know anything about that man.
No, you
Or
do
the
now.
other man that
That's
they
the point.
called when the
You're
other man
claiming
answered the
ignorance.
phone, the white man. I don't know
You're
that man
claiming
either.
ignorance.
So
You're
how would I
claiming
know?
ignorance. I'm saying, based off of what you know about this preacher, would you want him praying over
But
your
I don't.
dying mother?
But I
No,
don't know. But I
no.
don't know.
You just came up here and gave a soliloquy about his actions online,
But
and
what
now
you're
you don't
telling me
remember them,
is that they're going to approach me in the hospital and they're going to give me a choice of people to pray for me. And then they're going to give
man,
me a copy
man,
of their background. I don't
man,
know anything
man,
about what he
man,
does.
man. That's not the point. The point is knowing how he acts in contrast to
Hmm.
what he is supposed to be. I mean, it's not that hard.
No,
It's
it's not that hard.
okay.
I just
So we
also
can't make
wanted to tell
excuses.
you, you don't get to just guide the conversation. I did want to add that caveat, but if
Oh,
you
okay.
want me to look
I
at it
just
the
feel
way that you presented
I
it
get
to
it.
me, I would tell you probably not.
Exactly.
Okay, and that means what?
I, exactly. That means some people take religion seriously.
I take
And
God seriously. I don't take religion
okay,
seriously.
that's
And
your
I
thing.
know that men are
Yeah.
fallible. I don't put my faith in man. I put my
Right,
faith in
right,
God.
right. That's your thing. I ain't got nothing to do with
Because
that.
that would mean that nobody would be praying for me.
Okay.
Because if we knew all the things that are going on in people's houses that pray for us or that stand in some kind of religious authority, nobody would be praying.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, here's the key thing. We're talking about accountability. You cannot you cannot wear two hats. You cannot serve two masters. His
People do it
boss,
all the time.
his boss is the Most High. That's his boss, not the hospital. The
Well,
Most
why
High.
you didn't call Most High then?
Well, man,
Mhm.
Hey, can I jump in right quick?
Yeah, yeah, just
Yeah.
Just
somebody else can
quickly,
go ahead and weigh in. Go ahead.
just quickly. I hear what you said. My thing is there's a separation between work, professional, and your personal life. And I think if he did that on the job, acting full on job, then he should be held accountable. What he's doing in his personal life is two different things. Thank you for your time. I have to go back to work. Have a good day.
All right.
See you,
Thanks
Bye.
for
Troy.
coming up,
Bye bye.
Troy. Appreciate
See
you.
you 313.
let
Yeah.
me just
You
say,
don't
Real
you don't
quickly,
I'm gonna
you don't need
I'm
to
gonna
bless.
be a
drop
Uh-huh.
chaplain.
I'm gonna drop down, but I
Yeah,
want to
you
say
don't
Okay.
need
this.
to be a
I want to
chaplain to pray over nobody. You don't need to be a chaplain to pray over nobody.
no, but when you are, we should
And
have
you
certain
don't get to judge.
expectations. We
You don't get
should
to
have
judge.
expectations
You
for
don't get to
people.
judge.
The lack
You
of
don't get to judge.
accountability is the problem in our
You're
community.
speaking of
My
If
yourself.
problem is
you
the
if
people who are
you
trying
You're
if
to point
you
out
speaking
the
of
want
lack of
to if
accountability don't even have their
you
own
want to
accountability.
make excuses,
you
you're
sold
more
Like
than
drugs.
these
welcome.
are
If
like
you
you're
want
You
to make
sold
almost
drugs.
close to
excuses,
retirement age
fine.
and you're up here arguing and fussing with people
Lady,
online,
how old are you?
calling
Lady,
people hookers,
lady,
And you
lady,
putting up
sold
lady.
drugs
people's
to
mug
people.
I don't
shots,
know you. I
proving to
don't
people
know
that you
you,
got
and I
water. Why
don't
do you even
care.
care if these people
But
Listen,
know
you
you
clicked
have
the
lady,
link,
water?
boo.
lady,
It's
I don't
ridiculous.
care what you
You
think.
sold
I'm
drugs to
You
offering
don't
people.
care, but
my
you ran your
opinion.
water online to
Okay,
prove
Okay.
listen,
to
Yeah, he
people
lady,
you
jumping. This
don't
man
even
is
lady,
know
jumping.
that you
lady,
got water.
lady,
And
lady.
you
I,
sold
do
drugs
you
to
listen?
people.
Do you
Look how
listen?
they jumping
I
him.
You don't
don't
get to
give
judge.
a damn what you think. You
We
don't get
already
Give
that
know
a
part,
that.
damn.
do you?
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
You
Yes,
do.
really
you do.
don't get it. You care more
Yes, you
about
do.
what I say than I
You
give a
do
damn
care. That's
about
why
what
you
you think.
call that
I
man's
did not
job.
hit
You
the
do
link
care.
to
You were
talk to
butthurt. You
you.
care.
I
You're a
don't hit
doctor.
the link to talk to you. You're a
You
You're a
thirsty
care,
doctor.
fan.
sir. And
You're
you
a
You're
know
a
you
doctor.
Okay,
care.
okay, y'all
You
calm
really
down for a
care.
minute. Calm down for a minute. I got somebody on the phone too. Who I'm speaking to?
Hi, it's dear self, Miss Beth.
Hi, dear self.
Hi, how are you today?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good, good, good. See, the problem is, I think that everyone's having is the messenger of it. Various people call. I've seen various subbies say that they call also. So we're focusing in because it's grown folks TV, right? Whether we like him or not, right? But Jay Wilson, the thing is, Jay Wilson has been at work, right? And that's how he got busted. He was at work for live. So the thing is, this is a moral and ethical thing, which he can't sue anyone. Number one, because Jay Wilson told those people to call him. He invited them to call him. So
Yes,
what is the
he did.
argument here? Whether he or not
Mhm.
he deserves to get doxxed, Jay Wilson know what YouTube gives. For a straight year, we have seen week after week Jay Wilson dox people's real lives. He did not talk about what they did on YouTube. He talked about their eviction, them possibly having arrest records. He even implored people to go and call Rico's program to get Rico homeless. So why do we care about a person? Whatever happens with Jay Wilson happens with Jay Wilson. That's all I feel. I don't feel like whether he gets. I don't have an opinion about whether he gets doxxed or not. No one should get doxxed, but Jay Wilson has doxxed people. And let's stop being because it's Jay Wilson. He's no pastor. He's no preacher. Jay Wilson fornicates every week with his man and then acts like he's goody two shoes. Jay
Ooh.
Wilson, most of you viewers, Jay Wilson makes you feel like you're shit because you don't have the education he had, nothing like that. Does that mean he deserves to get doxxed? No. But this
No.
is the kind of person this is that's being a chaplain and a leader of some spiritual movement. Jay
Ooh.
Wilson is full of shit. Jay Wilson handled Jay Wilson shit. Y'all keep on getting your coin by talking about it, but a lot of people call. Not this guy right here. A lot of people call because Jay Wilson does nothing but dox. And another thing, Miss Plus, have a good day. And also too, Kimmy and everybody else, if Jay Wilson goes ahead and follow through, y'all need to do the same thing because he affected their life. Getting evicted, losing your job, beating, having records and stuff, that shit is real life. That's people's real life. And how dare he make fun of it? So now his shit is on Front Street. It's just too bad. And I don't feel bad for him. That's all. Miss Bus, have a beautiful day and enjoy your weekend.
Okay, thank you for calling in. That was Dear Self, everybody. Okay, and you guys can put your input on what she just said. Dee Dee, continue on. GX.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that number one, you don't have to be a pastor to pray. Number two, doxing is illegal. It's funny, it's gaggy, draggy, it's entertainment. You make money. But everybody is in their linglings because somebody wants to take it off of YouTube and get a case. You can take people to court for cyberbullying. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
That's all I came to say. I don't really care about any of the other stuff about whether he's right, whether he's wrong, the moral compass. I don't care about any of that. That's not what I'm here to talk about. I came solely about the fact of a lawsuit. You file a lawsuit on anybody for whatever reason you want, and whether you win or lose is up to the courts. That was what my point is. He can sue every last person that has identified themselves with being part of that little thing. Whether he loses or wins, that's a whole nother story. But he can most definitely file the suit.
Yeah, you can sue. Yes. You can sue a rock. You can definitely sue a
That
rock.
was my only point. That was the only point I was making. That's what I came up here for.
Yeah, he can sue, and he can sue. And as you said, it doesn't mean he's gonna win. I appreciate you. I appreciate Beefin 313 for his question. All right. Anybody got anything else for me before I go? I'm honest. I'm not a liar. If I did it, I'd tell you I did it. Now,
anybody else have anything else they want to say? Comment in the chat or call in on the panel, because I'm gonna be getting ready to say in a minute. So if anybody got some last things they want to say, they can go ahead and do it right now. And I appreciate all of y'all that came on the panel. I respect everybody's opinion and input. Everybody's opinion is not necessarily my opinion. However, I do have my own opinion. And this was strictly today about the commentary that's put out there today. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not mad at anybody, just simply commentary.
I would just say my last thing is that I didn't want ZX to think like I'm coming against him for Jay Wilson. I think that the things that Jay Wilson has done that would come under the guise of doxing is wrong. But I'm saying it's wrong for ZX as well. It's like, when will all this stop? Everybody just keeps escalating. At what point? When is enough enough? It's just ridiculous. I know we all want to have fun online, roast and gag, but this stuff is just going too far.
You want my job number? I'll give you my job number.
No, I would never call your job.
No,
I'm speaking to somebody in the chat.
Yeah, I'm the boss. I'm the boss.
Whether you're the boss or not, I would never do that.
No, I get it.
I never understood the whole having fun. When I hear y'all say, we having fun, that has always bothered me, because over here, it's this thing of, oh, this is what we're doing. We're having fun. Since when was any of the stuff that goes on over here having fun? That ain't never been my version of having fun.
Right.
I was drug into fight with people because when somebody come and say something or do something to me, I never gave anybody permission to roast or gag me. So when somebody says something I don't like, then I end up, that's when the back and forth start. But I've never gotten on here. As a matter of fact, I got videos telling y'all don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? I'm not a punching bag, and I'm not going to let anybody. And I don't care if I have 500,000 subscribers. A person with 5 subscribers can say something that I don't like, and I will cuss that bitch out. That's just the way it is. But when I hear y'all say, "Oh, we just having fun," I never understood that, because most of the people that say that can't even take the jokes to be given to them. Somebody says the smallest thing to them, and they screaming and hollering and got their wig in their hand swinging it.
Right. Well, see, that the reason I say that is because this is called the beef sector. So I was assuming that the people who log on that we love to watch, you being one of them, are doing it because you like the banter, the back and forth, not the maliciousness, but just the back and forth.
No, baby, I didn't come over here. I was here. And I was here. I end up being in the algorithm that just turned into be called the beefing sector. I was over here doing reviews on shows.
I remember that.
I wasn't over here fucking with nobody. I wasn't over here roasting and gagging nobody. I had beefs with people who had done things to me in the street. That was it. I ain't logged on to those specific place coming over here for this bullshit. I was here and I wouldn't allow myself to be ran off. That's what my story
really
is.
something good to know. I never knew that about you. I never
Yeah, I
knew
mean, if you go back, I mean, again, I got videos on top of videos on top of videos. You don't see any of that type of stuff. You see a little something happen here or a little something happen there, but this constant back and forth, I didn't sign up and come over here.
Right.
I'm where I always was. And I still do all the stuff that I used to do, but I just ain't accepting no bullshit. I just ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna let you sit online and drag me and I don't say anything back to you. That's just not my nature.
Got
I
it.
hear that. Let me say this, and I'm gonna drop down. I only have one rule, Miss Nosy. If
Yes.
you give me respect, I'll give it back to you. If you don't, I don't owe you anything. Y'all have a good day.
Okay, thanks for coming up, and I respect your opinion as well.
Yeah. Bye,
Okay, anybody else got anything else they want to say or call in? And thank you, Trajan, for coming up, even putting in you did earlier on clips and stuff. You too, Dee Dee and Nosy.
Absolutely, baby.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. I really learned some stuff today from.
I'm glad we were able to have the interaction, Miss Nosy, because again, it's so funny how there's so many people and they don't. That's where it gets real murky out here, where people start telling lies on you and people don't know you and they believe the lies.
Yeah,
it's real easy.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how many times people try to explain that that's not true. People would prefer to hear and go.
Oh, absolutely. The salacious is what sells.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand the game. I know how to play the game, but I didn't volunteer myself for the game. I was tapped on the shoulder and I returned the favor.
And then they get mad when you play the game better than them and they lose channels and they got to club up and partner up with other people when you're solo.
Okay. Then they got to dox you. They got to call the police.
Yeah.
They got to
I think that's what it is. It's all about the one-upping. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
That's to do the most.
Well, that's when we were kids and people played the dozens. You didn't want to lose. That's where the fight starts.
Yeah,
when you lose,
I
got to fight.
Yeah.
You know, your mama so fat, so and so and so and so. And if your mama really was fat, okay, so now we don't went somewhere different. Now I got to beat your ass. That's how. This is no different.
Yeah,
this is no different. When it get too close, see, because it's the truth that hurts, and then it's a lie that can be very damaging. So when you get to the truth, or you get too deep in a lie, that's when your ass got to get whooped. So, and we've been doing that since we was kids.
Yes, right.
Exactly. With all that yellow.
Guys, it was great talking to you.
You too, baby. And I appreciate that everybody, we all stay grown on here. You know, GX, you know, appreciate we didn't take it left. However, I thought you were going to go that way. Then I probably got to shut it down for just a second or two. But Billy Boy, I agree with you. Like my intentions was not to be beefing only in the beef sector, but that's just the way it went. I didn't come up with all this, but I'm here. And let me be truthful. I love it. I'm not going to say
I ain't got no problem, baby. Listen, you think I don't be having fun when I grab that broom out and clean it up? That's funny to me. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. Yes. I don't mind cussing you out. I'm cool. If I don't cuss nobody out for the next 6 weeks, I'll be fine. But on week 2, if somebody tried, I'll be more than happy to cuss you what they call the fuck out.
Because sometimes I feel like I just want to come on and cuss somebody out and don't know why.
Bless. Go cook some chicken, girl.
Then that's my strength, you know what I'm saying? But thank you, everybody. Blessed, gonna have to get ready and say toodaloo.
All right, baby. See y'all. Bye, Gigi.
Good night.
Again, everybody.
Have a good day.
Thank you too. Everybody have a blessed day. Okay. Always welcome. Everybody's welcome. Okay, we're all grown here, and I don't hold grudges. Okay. Now, so with that said. Everybody's opinion was everybody's opinion. I don't have a dog in the fight. However, I did have an opinion on what's going on, you know. And with that said, y'all, I'm just going to have to do it. Thank you, KK. Can y'all please start dropping the diamonds? We're going to get on up out of here. We finna toodaloo ourselves up on out of here, y'all. So it is. And everybody have a blessed day. I got to go get me some breakfast. BREKFAST. Nestle makes the very best chocolate. Bye, y'all.